everybody, this is Marley K. Hope everybody is doing well. Got a story that I want to share with you, and it is about rolling blackouts in Europe, in Spain and Portugal. I think three nations had blackouts today over the last 24 hours. So this is something that we need to be watching out for because they told us that we were going to have all these things happen. Just wonderful that they gave us a heads up. So nobody should really be surprised, but I'm sure people are surprised because they're not looking at the same thing that we're looking at. So just let me read this story to you so that you can understand, how things are going. And as we get into the summer months, it's going to be crazy. Um, it's just amazing the stuff that they're doing. So it says Spain and Portugal begin recovering from a massive blackout. Here's what we know. Parts of Spain, Portugal, and southern France were plunged into darkness on Monday by a massive power outage. The lights are coming back on for some, but the cause of the outage remains unclear. The sweeping blackout across the Iberian Peninsula began midday local time. So in the middle of the day when it's busy, people are, lunch breaks and tourists are everywhere. This is the time it happens in the spring. So it says as of Monday evening, power has been partially restored across three countries, but large swaths of the region remain without electricity, which is why I told y'all make sure you keep your lights charged, make sure you have batteries, just make sure you're ready for everything, honey. You need to be ready for earth, wind, and fire. The power outage halted nearly every aspect of daily life for tens of millions of people, disrupting subways, cutting phone service, and shutting down traffic lights and ATM machines. Of course. The ATM machines got to be impacted. So take note, what they're telling you is impacted. And make sure you got a plan B, C, D, E, E, F, G, H, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Meanwhile, backup systems maintain power for hospitals, nuclear plants, and prisons. Oh, joy. Here's what to know. The cause of the blackout remains a mystery. It ain't no mystery. That's one thing it ain't. At a press conference on Monday evening, Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez said a nationwide blackout of this scale has never happened never happened before in Spain. He added that within a matter of seconds, a large amount of power, equivalent to 60% of Spain's electricity demand, was lost. Sanchez said the underlying cause of the outage remains unclear and no theory has been ruled out. Earlier on Monday, Antonio Costa, the president of the European Council and former Prime Minister of Portugal, said on X that there were no signs so far suggesting that a cyber attack was behind the blackout. Yep, probably not. So it says significant progress toward made in restoring electricity. So it says on Monday evening, Sanchez said almost half of the power supply in Spain had been recovered. He added that nearly every region in Spain was showing improvement. He also thanked France and Morocco for their assistance in bringing back the electricity. Among the areas where power has been restored are major cities, including the country's capital, Madrid, and Murcia, as well as regions of Catalonia, home of Barcelona, according to Spanish power distributor Red Electrica. Despite the progress, the Prime Minister said it remains unclear how long it will take to fully restore power across Spain. Meanwhile, Portuguese grid operator REN said the power was back for 750,000 customers in Portugal as of Monday night. Electricity had not been restored in Lisbon, the nation's capital, but Ren said service was expected to resume soon. Blackout led to major travel disruptions. So that's another thing. This is why, you can live vicariously through other people, or you can get out there and do it yourself. Be outside. I double dog dare you. Get on out there. Get on something and go. Get your passport and get on out of here. You're going to be stuck somewhere. Watch. And even if you're not stuck, why take the risk of your plane crashing or some foolishness happening because you just want to travel and live? Like, I don't understand people. I just don't. There's so much the other stuff you can do besides be foolish and take risk. If you're going to perish for something worth something. The massive blackout brought Spain and Portugal to an abrupt standstill on Monday. Public transportation, including subways and rail services, was suspended across Spain. Authorities worked to rescue passengers from 116 trains that were stranded on Monday. The country's transport minister Oscar Puente wrote on X. The blackout also led to dozens of flight delays and cancellations at airports in Lisbon, Madrid, and Barcelona, according to the flight tracking website FlightAware.com. But AENA, which manages many Spanish airports, said on X that most airports were able to remain operational on Monday thanks to backup electrical systems. So, shout out to Only Pamela's Way for sharing this story. It is huge because there are a lot of things going on, lots of stuff going on, and we can't afford to sleep on any of it. Some of it we can take with a grain of salt, but other things we really need to pay attention to because, again, I told y'all what they're doing outside of America eventually is going to come here. So pay attention to what they're doing. Pay attention to the MO. Pay attention to the times of day. Pay attention to where these things are happening. And pay attention to the impact. What it impacts. Who it impacts. How it impacts them. Because that's practice. So, in any event, just make sure y'all ready. That's all I got. Love y'all. This is Marla K.